Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Prosec, and you are watching FAST-ATHON 2025 here in support, as always, of our friends over at Able Gamers. If you are unfamiliar with their work, with your help, they are working every day to make sure people with disabilities have the same opportunities and positive experiences through play as anyone else. They are doing ever such wonderful work, and we are so pleased to be able to support them. But we are also pleased to welcome in Viper, who will be giving us a little bit of a taste of Driver 76. Take it away, my friend.
No problem, thank you very much. Okay, so hello, Viper or ViperUK. This is Driver 76. It was set 2 years before the events of Driver Parallel Lines, so there's a separate story from the main Driver series, and this is one of them. So this came at this was 1976. The game actually released in 2007, a year after Parallel Lines, and it follows Ray, who is in Parallel Lines. He plays a secondary character essentially. He's the sidekick, quote unquote sidekick. He's a friend of the main character in Driver Parallel Lines. So with this, we've got driving, shooting, out of car scenes, the lot. So a lot of this will be very GTA-like, because this was the case where Driver went towards that. It was also, Driver 3 started it, but 76 was more of that. Now, I have got the music on, but it is turned down to avoid the MCA. If it still happens, then I do apologise for that, but it should be low enough that it doesn't get picked up. So, first and foremost, we're going to get straight to the game. So the game starts as soon as I press X. So if we're ready on time, I'll give you a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, so first thing to point out, we've got a quick loading screen here, but this is fine. So I'm going to try and hopefully get into the game with a bit of luck. Okay, so first cutscene. This tells you about Ray.
I love everything about them.
So he's a bit of a racer boy.
The smell, the sound, the power, the ride, the feel. But most of all, the speed. Driving fast got me into a lot of trouble, but it's got me out of it too. In my line of work, goes with the territory.
I'll let him tell the story.
See, I'm a wheelman, 24 hours a day. And if some wannabe suggests a little off-the-book street racing, you think I'm gonna say no?
Got a 249 Central Manhattan. Illegal street race in progress.
Shit! It's the cops! I'm out of here!
So, yeah. Street race gone wrong, essentially. Obviously, we grind right through the middle of it.
See you later, suckers!
Oops. So first thing I'll point out real quick, so that we have a couple of things to kind of talk about straight off the bat. First and foremost, police are always a problem. Now, the game will explain a little things here, but basically, if you're in a car and the police car is chasing you like it is now, you'll see that the cops recognize the car via the red steering wheel on the left-hand side. That means the cops know the car, but they don't know me. If I get out of my car whilst I have a cop on my tail, the one on the right, which you can see, which is the red figure. So the red figure is basically to signify that we have on-foot crimes. Now, the yellow arrow that you can see, the game kind of does all this explaining, but I'll try and explain it before the game does. But the yellow arrow is basically telling us where to go. So Ray's been involved in a street race. He needs to make sure that he gets to Slink's bar and meets up with him there at Elmo's bar. So Slink is Ray's friend, and the way that the story goes is, whilst they're there, basically, how do I explain the story? So Ray has been living in New York for 6 months, and he already hated the place. And he's trying to... He met a girl called Chenchi, who's part of a triad boss family. Yeah, fair to say, things went well, but turns out she was already taken. So there is actually a story in here and everything like that. But obviously, I'll be skipping over all of that. So you'll see us unlock some weapons and unlock some vehicles and everything like that. So basically, what we're going to do here is we're going to use the Andek, which is the main car that we'll be using for this entire run for all missions. We'll upgrade it as well as we go through. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So basically, this first mission involves Slink's left his car. He's left his car there, and we need to go and pick it up. So yeah, there's apparently a big stereo in the trunk. So we're going to quickly go and get that. But here's the thing. We need to get out of this car and get into that one. This is where the on-foot aspect comes in. So you'll see Ray run between the cars and everything like that. Obviously, we want to try and get as close to the car as possible. Now, this is being played on the PSP emulation, which means that the game will run in 60 FPS, but on a PSP, you're very lucky to actually do that. So, yeah. So we're already getting in the vehicle. There we go. There we go. So we need to get this car and stereo back to Slink. It turns out that the police have already had their eye on this vehicle. They were just waiting for somebody to grab it. So even though we've grabbed it off the police are now still chasing us, as you can see. Now, one of the main things to point out is that if the cops see you with this vehicle, they will carry on chasing you. Now, if I get seen by their cone of sight, they will chase me. So one of the main things is that the bonnet can actually come up. If the bonnet comes up, then what happens is the game will say, like, oh, okay, well, you've wrecked it, basically. We haven't, but also, nice suspension. Also, Slink's not very happy that we apparently wrecked his car, but it's like, the car was already wrecked when you give it a Slink. Like, come on. So, next one. So I'm not even going to try and use a different car for this one. So this is called Something Fishy. So basically, in this first chapter, we meet a guy called Chen. We meet a girl called Chenchi. She's our love interest, and we try and do everything we can to impress her triad boss father, who's called Zhao. So for this first mission, everything's to try and impress him. The first things first, a car with a stereo. The stereo's got to be worth a lot of money. But because he likes his seafood, we're going to rob a couple of fish trucks. So we're going to be going back and forward to get the fish trucks. And what we're going to do here is, if I can time it well enough, just about do it. There we go. So basically what I need to do here is go and get the truck. Go. And this is what we need to do. So we need to do this for 3 different trucks. Now, unfortunately, this is a bit of a slow-moving car. Well, vehicle. However, there is one thing to kind of note here. So, as I said, I'm playing this on emulation, which means it shouldn't crash. In theory, it shouldn't. Now, if you play the game on a PSP, an actual PSP, and you run it off the disc, then the game will play fine. However, where that corner was previously, like the car we just went round, when you get to that point, the game freezes when you play the game off a PSP memory card. So one of the quick ways of actually slowing the truck down is literally just a case of, there you go.
Now get your monkey ass back out there and bring back the other 2 vans.
So what I need to do here, I was forgetting where I was going. I was chasing the wrong van. So there is a van coming down here. Now this van, like that, he comes down here every time. We can actually catch him. Now, I don't want to let him get too far because I still need to get in the truck. If I can get in the truck, that'd be great. Also, uses some magic to warp through the truck, you know, as you do. I will be honest as well that the game does have some 70s soundtrack in there, and it's quite good, I think, for the era. But all the soundtrack you hear in this game was all used in the 1978 era. So we've got the second truck. There we go. But as I was saying, yeah, so Parallel Lines and 76 share the same soundtrack. So if you played Driver Parallel Lines and you remember the 1978 soundtrack, then you'll recognize all the music from here. So the next van that we need to get, or the last fish van that we need to get, is we need to get it by passing it, well, getting ahead of it at the top end of this road. Now, unfortunately, due to lack of time, I don't think I'm actually going to be able to do it. Now, the reason why I say I'm not going to be able to do it, there we go. I actually got him. That was perfect timing. I couldn't have timed that better if I tried. I'll be honest, never managed to do that. Ever. So what that means is I can now turn the vehicle around here, and you may hear the horn locking there, but that's because every time I brake, it activates the handbrake. So yeah, we've got to go and deliver these fish trucks. Now, once we've done this, we're also going to steal some cigars from the Cubans, I believe it is. Again, for Zhao, because he wants the smokes. Now, the funny thing is, in certain... Well,
Your fortune, live the dream,
and raised monologuing.
delivering stinking anchovies.
But whilst Ray's monologuing, what I was going to say was, one of the key things about this is the fact that
Good job, Ray.
in terms of the way the story works, is in some of the missions you don't actually need to actually pick a vehicle to drive. So the game will immediately give you a vehicle. In these cases, it's just kind of select the mission and carry on. So you'll see here in a second that this basically, the game is providing you with the vehicle and you don't actually use anything. You don't get out of the vehicle, you don't get into any other vehicle. So we're going to start here.
My man. I said,
So yeah, we're going to work with some Cubans apparently to collect some cigars. All we've got to do is just drive the van and yeah, have some interesting conversation. Also, we have a meter at the top left corner, which basically, anytime we whack the vehicle or run someone over, the suspicion meter goes up.
pull over here.
And basically what we have to do is, this is just like a bit of a checkpoint thing.
Can't keep my people waiting.
So what we actually need to do is, there's two things that we can do. If we knock something over, or we hit a car, then what happens is the suspicion meter will fill slightly. There is one point where this has actually gone very wrong before, and for some reason, I still have no clue why. Basically, I need to get, for some reason running a person over doesn't do anything, but basically there is a road here to my left that I can take, and I'll go over here, and I'll do a 360 spin, and apparently he panics, but he's not done
Easy, amigo.
like that. He managed to collect them cigars, but you can see the suspicion meter has gone up because of the erratic driving. And I do find it kind of funny because it's like, okay, so I'm just trying to get everything as fast as possible.
You don't look like him.
Also,
He's my second cousin.
how to apparently BS your way through anything. So, just need to get this one. There we go. So all we got to do is just collect the cigars. And what we're going to end up doing for this next one is we're going to take this off-road section here. I will be honest as well, as the traffic is completely RNG. So, yeah. Also, it arouses some suspicion doing that apparently, but it doesn't really matter. It's fine. But, yeah, for the most part, this is dead easy. So, we're going to drop him here. And in the process, what we're going to do here,
This is the last one. Wait here.
he's going to tell us to wait here. We are going to go and get the hell out of there along with the cigars. And all we've got to do now is get them back to Slink. Again, nice and easy. Now, the problem is with physics in this game, and it's no different in driver parallel lines either, but you can easily flip the van if you're not careful on hedges and stuff like that. So I've got to be very careful here in the hopes that the game doesn't deliberately flip me. So I am going to just do this. Make sure everything's all good. All we need to do is get to... There we go. That's kind of what I meant. Quite easy to flip the vehicle. That gets Slink, and that is the end of the mission. So that's up in smoke. We've got that one done and dusted. Now, before I do the next mission, I'm going to upgrade the Andek by buying the first two engine upgrades. So this is something that you can do during the run. We won't be here as a one-off. This will be the second time that we do this. But basically, Raygun is pretty much, we've got all the stuff, and a bunch of guys have decided to steal all our stuff, and we've now got to chase them down. You can see here that Slink has come out and be like, let's go and get it.
Take the heater, man.
So now,
Get the word out. You steal from me, that's your monkey ass.
one of the main things is that we now have the ability to do driving and shooting.
Get up close to that car and fill it with laser.
So I've now got to do this.
Give me the piece, Ray. I'm a crack shot.
No way, man. You couldn't hit a barn door in a barn made of doors.
Fuck you.
There we are.
Put a heat in my hand and I'm one bad motherfucker.
So,
That's it, Ray.
now what we've got to do is chase the van.
Follow the man.
So the van, we can actually get ahead of it. However, if I got ahead of this van, there's nothing wrong with me getting ahead. That can also happen. So the AI can be really stupid in terms of what it's doing. So the idea is in the game you're supposed to follow this van. And the van can go very fast. But you can actually try and jump ahead of it. So what I can do here is whilst he's going through here, around here. Oh, hopefully not crashing. He's apparently not doing some very good driving. So what I need to do is make sure that I don't get ahead of them too much. So I can go through here, but he'll go through the subway. For some reason. Don't know why it's broke. Come on. Sometimes this can happen. You can sometimes get the AI where it's just like a bit broken. Why it breaks, I don't know. It is a mystery. But I guess probably, firstly, playing on emulation. Second of all, the game's run at 60 FPS. So I presume that's why. Is there any way to fix it and make it go a certain way? I wouldn't say so, no. You can follow it wherever you want. So he's gonna make a left turn here. Or is he not? Where's he going? Where the heck is he going? I wish he wasn't messing around so much. But there we go. He's already going quite fast. He's already in what's the word I'm looking for? Rubber banding, I think. Might have already broke it in terms of rubber banding. You have to stay behind him, I think. But basically, what we've done by upgrading the hand deck is to make this mission a bit faster by having a faster car. Now, unfortunately, the van can do what it's doing now, which is like it can keep hitting traffic and things like that. Now, he's going to come out the other side of this tunnel here, and the idea for me, at least, is that I can match his speed if I so desire. Basically, when he gets to the end of the tunnel, I have to drive straight on. The problem is if I drive too fast or too far, then he will lose me and I will have to restart the mission from the beginning. So there is a certain part, which I think is about here, where I can just go straight ahead and there you go. So I've got him here. So that allows the cutscene up ahead to play. It means that I don't have to do anything, apart from just spamming X. So now, we have our on-foot section with our pistol. So now what I've got to do is shoot these guys here. There we go. And we've got them all, and that's it. So we've got that one. So Slink thinks Slink thinks that he saved the day, apparently. But yeah, not quite. Anyway, to carry on into the story. So what we've now got to do is Zawa's basically said, right, okay, I'll give you a list of cars. I need you to, yeah, I'll give you a list of cars, basically. Yeah. Pretty much, here's a list of cars I want, and yeah, go and steal them for me. So we've got to go and steal these vehicles for him. So one of these vehicles is in a car showroom, which we are going to steal. Now, there are two ways in. You can literally walk into the car showroom, or you can smash straight through the front window like this. And go straight for the car. It says the police will be all over the car soon enough. There we go. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna try and lose the police by driving through here. And also, funny fact. So, the vehicle you can see here, this vehicle that I'm driving, this is actually exclusive to the PSP game. So, one of the things that you can do is you've got a couple of vehicles. But it's interesting because it's like, I never knew that. There is some unique vehicles. Personally speaking, why this wasn't in Parallel Lines, I don't know. It's quite a nice car, to be honest. We have a couple of missions that we need to do here, which involve stealing vehicles, but whilst I am doing that, and driving from one end to the other, I best stop bringing my host in, give myself a rest for a little bit. So, Proset, all yours.
Thank you very much. Yes, I figure it's probably worthwhile to tell people that we aren't just here donating money for the good of charity, although that is very good indeed. We also have a few milestones on the list that we can hopefully incentivize you with just a touch. If this event earns as much as $100 before, let me just double check the time on that, before 10 o'clock UTC tonight, then our wonderful runner of MacBat64, Caspi, will be giving us a glitch show, or an Easter egg showcase. That should be very enjoyable, and if we can get as much as $150 by the end of the next run, so within the next 2-3-ish hours, then we will be seeing from our wonderful Azure Strike runner Jupy an additional puppy gun vault. What does that mean? Well, you'll have to ask them. And at the end of the day, we have Sonic Generations being run, of course, by the Ever-Delight for Akio. And if we earn as much as $400 for this event by the end of that run, by the end of this day, then we will see a bonus run, Sonic Generations Unleashed Project. Ooh, I do like a bit of Unleashed, don't you? It's one of the fun ones. All right, well, if you do need that as your incentive, then we will give that to you. But if you do not, then we appreciate each and every moment that you are spending here next to us, as we are a relatively new event. And, yeah, come along, follow us, see what we do. Follow the YouTube. Go on Blue Sky. Follow us. Join the Discord. Yeah, why not? Back to you, Viper.
Thank you very much. So just to kind of give a bit of an update as to what's happened. So we've got a tow truck, and that means we get to do a towing situation here. So what we've got to do with this mission is we have to get the vehicle here. So one of the main things with this one is that we've already nicked a car out of a car showroom. The next one is getting a sports car that's already wrecked. And then what we're going to do after this is we are going to get some car parts and fix it to do it up as another car. To fix it up and to have that to give that to Zao as a present. So you can see here. So there we go. Get rid of the vehicle. So that glitching was an interesting one. So Slink's immediately like, you need to go and get us some vehicles just so we can fix the vehicle. So we're picking up the first donor car. Really, the two vehicles that they're not just two random vehicles, they're two specific vehicles. Because I think if you could pick any vehicle up off the street, you'd be like, I'll just pick the first two I see. As long as they match, it's like, yeah, you could just pick them up. It's a shame that we can't actually do that to save some time on this mission, to be honest, which would be quite good. But obviously the game's scripted in certain ways, so yeah, all good fun. Anyway, so we have our first one here. So here's the first vehicle. And you can see here that it's sat in the background. And we're going to quickly pick that up. There we go.
This is not looking good. Good thing we only need this for parts.
So basically, there's a bunch of guys chasing you for this one, and they're not happy that you've just stolen their car. Things get even worse when you pick the second vehicle up, because there's police present. Yay! Try a tow truck in a police pursuit with a car on the back. It's always good fun. One of the things for me with the tow truck is the fact that having it at the back of the having the car weaving at the back is a bit of a pain because it means that it obviously affects the weight distribution for the vehicle. Obviously, we want to make sure that it's not the case. That's one car done.
One more pickup, and we
And surprisingly, that vehicle is got the same, or the parts we need for a... It's weird, it's like, apparently that vehicle, it's called a Rhapsody in the game, but that vehicle has the same parts as a sports car. Interesting. Anyhow, so yeah, once we've done this, we're going to upgrade our vehicle, our Andek, which you may remember I've upgraded once already. And what we're going to do is we are going to fit the third engine, bulletproof tyres and glass, and the springs to it. And then once that is done and dusted, that will mean that we have a upgraded Andek, and we can use it in other missions, which would be really, really good. So one of the things that I did come up with, but it's not used because I don't think, personally, I've looked at it, it doesn't look viable. One of the things that we could potentially look at for doing like all side missions and all like game story missions. So one of the things that you can do, there we go, is if you get under a certain hidden time for like the motorbike races and the taxi driver races, for one of them, you get something called perfect time, which basically gives you $10,000, and also it gives you $10,000, but it also gives you the sumo racer. So the game Drive 76 was made with Ubisoft after they took over the driver IP, and it was Ubisoft with Sumo Digital that helped make this game and bring it to life. And Sumo Digital have made quite a few different games, but this one for me is one of their main ones that I know them from. They also made Go Sudoku on the PSP as well, so fair to say that they were, they were basically like, yeah, we can get this sorted out. It's fine.
Well, it will be if you put your overalls on and find yourself.
So one of the main things above all else is the fact that now that we've done this one, so we've got the vehicle, and we're now gonna get the vehicle that we need, Andek. So we're gonna upgrade its engine. We're gonna upgrade its springs, I believe it is. And we are going to upgrade its... Okay, I guess we're not upgrading absolutely everything. Not upgrading absolutely everything, but glass is good enough. I've got to say we could upgrade the tyres, but nevertheless. Either way, we've got enough, so it's fine. So we're going to do this one. Is... Well, get it. So the vehicle is there. It's in front of this guy. And we're going to nick it right from under his nose. So we've got to get to the hotel before the VIP leaves. So now that we've upgraded our car, we're able to do what we've done. And yeah, I'll make the car a bit more feasible. Actually make it more faster, but also more like grippy, I'd say. Because the one problem with this vehicle is that it's heavy. So whilst it might be fast now, it's quite... it's not as good as it looks, and with the springs, it makes it way better for handling everything. So that's all good. So yeah, Ubisoft became Ubisoft Reflections eventually, but yeah, for now it's a case of Ubisoft being Ubisoft. So one of the main things here is that after a bit, the game just be like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. So we've got the vehicle. So immediately going to have to lose the bodyguards. We'll take it back to the lockup, as the game suggests. So again, you may have noticed a similar pattern for the vehicles that we are stealing here. Now, the lifeguard, the bodyguards are not very smart, so we can easily get rid of them. However, they do spawn up ahead in a second, as you'll see. You can see here. So these guys will take a bit, but you can get rid of them pretty easily by just blasting them and just be like, yeah, there you go. As you can see, we can easily get rid of them. Now, they shouldn't spawn up until the end either, so we should be fine. We should have enough to get rid of them. So, yeah, there you go. Go. So, we've got that one done and dusted. Go. Very nice. So now that we've done that, I'm going to get rid of... So we're going to move on to Red Hook Rampage, which... Thankfully, with this vehicle, with the Andek, it actually makes it a lot easier. So at this point, you just use whatever vehicle you like. But for us, we use the upgraded Andek. As I said, the upgraded Andek is going to be very useful. So yeah, this should be fun. And we'll absolutely blast away from it. So the funny thing is that we have one bike race in this run. So we do actually use bikes at some point. But again, you only use it for the one-off. Again, this is all part of... So there is... Just to kind of go over a few things. So there are 6 chapters in the game. So we're currently on Chapter 2. Chapter 3 will involve drugs. But we won't... Don't worry, you don't actually see any of the stuff. You just hear about stealing Latinos stuff from under their noses and things like that. And the idea of Ray was... Why don't we use the bonds and that was it, yeah. So he says, why don't we sell the powder back to the Latinos? We'll steal it and then sell it back to them. At which point, Slink's like, this sounds like a bad idea. Ray's like, nah, trust me, with my ass behind the wheel, it's a home run. So at least that's what he believes. But in Chapter 3, it's a case of stealing the powder. I'll call it flour. We'll call it flour. That's what we're stealing. We're stealing baking products. So you can see here that we have our sports car. And this is actually the only time you see in the game... The only time in the game that you see the... what's it called? You only see... Yeah, this is the time in the game that you actually see the what's it called? The time in the game where you see it as like this. Actually, quite interesting. So here's another thing. If I can get it. So I need to get this vehicle up there. Apparently they've already got a flat tyre. Bit of a shame. So hopefully I can get it on the other side. Yeah, I'm going to have to drive the flat tyres. This is going to make things a lot more difficult. But we should be fine. Now, one of the key things about this is that obviously this is going to make me a lot slower than it should be because they popped a tyre. Well, I think we'll be alright. We'll make it there. I'll be honest, they've never popped a tyre. Ever. So they got very lucky on this one. Now the problem is they popped a rear tyre, which makes it worse for handling. So I might get battered a little bit, and hopefully I can get to the end without them doing anything. If it was a front tyre they'd popped, it would have probably been less painful, because it's like, the back tyre is where all the power is. So yeah, we're going to lose a fair bit of time here, unfortunately, due to this. So yeah, this is how bad a run can go. Now the thing is, them vehicles, is these guys can actually batter the car. So you can see there that the AI can go faster than me on this vehicle. But the thing is, I did actually get in the vehicle from the wrong side. So believe it or not, there we go. So believe it or not, if you get in the vehicle from the wrong side, yeah, you get in the vehicle from the wrong side, it's not great. Because I think that's how the how everything goes, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, moving on. Moving off that one. What we need to do now is we need to follow the senator. So the senator is in the red car in front. And we've got to follow him to his crib and then steal the car. Plain and simple, nice and easy. But the problem is we can't just literally steal the car, like kill him and take the car. because of the fact of he's connected higher up. So yeah. Also, the funny thing is with this mission, so I can actually jump ahead of his car if I so desired. So I jump ahead here. I can actually get ahead of him there on this side. Bear in mind, you see how my suspicion's going down? Like, oh, okay then. Now, he will, I'll be honest, his driving's not the best. So he will be like weaving all over the place in a minute. You'll see what I mean. As he starts to come up this ramp, he ends up like weaving and all sorts. Not great. Now, there's not a lot I can do when he gets out of it. He will, yeah, you can see that he starts weaving and starts driving like a nutcase. So hopefully I can keep ahead of him. He doesn't weave too bad. Now, because I'm driving ahead of him, doesn't mean that he won't like hit anything. So I can quickly get over here. There you go. So I can activate the trigger faster.
Hello, Fifi. Renee.
So he's going to immediately get that. And whilst we're in that cutscene, we can get Ray out of the vehicle.
Politics. It's a dirty business.
So now, back in this vehicle. There we go. So immediately the police are on us. Not a good sign, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. So the thing is, this vehicle doesn't actually top out any higher than, as you can see here, 90 to 100 miles an hour. So I believe that this is supposed to be like a V6 engine. It's supposed to replicate, supposedly, this vehicle is supposed to replicate something similar to a Jaguar E-Type. So for any Jaguar lovers, this is what it's supposed to represent. Either that or an Aston Martin. It's like a mix of Aston Martin or Jaguar, sort of classic vehicle. Now, the reason I went onto this side of the road is because of the fact that the police do like to, well, be a bit of a nuisance. Also, ooh, okay, that was close. I'm going to quickly get through here. Hopefully the police doesn't follow me through here. It seems like he has done. So the AI seems to be sticky on me. This isn't good, but we'll see. Might get lucky here. Really do seem to be sticking with me. Now, I've lost the coppers, which is good. But now I need to try and get to that circle before they catch me. And it looks promising. There we go. Happy days. So one of the key things about Driver is always the fact of the police are completely RNG. So yeah, the more you know. Anyway, so now that we've got them vehicles, there's just one more on Zal's list that he wants. It's called Scare Tactics, and immediately we're going to get put into the shoes of the vehicle. And basically, this guy says you're apparently telling him that you're giving him some sort of tune-up for a garage, and the guy bought it.
I've located the final set of wheels on Zal's list.
So yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like, there we go, and we're off. Now here's the funny thing. It has the GB and the Union Jack on it, which is kind of funny to be honest. For this vehicle, the only one in the entire game that has it. But the funny thing is, when you're spamming through the cutscene, what can happen is you can accidentally hit a car without knowing, because the screen's blank, but you'll end up having this problem where it's like, oh, I see. Also, we have speed cameras that we have to pass. So we've got three speed cameras that we have to blast through. So once we've done that, we're going to scare him to death to get the vehicle. So yeah, this is going to be a nice straightforward mission, but whilst I'm trying to break the speed limit, I want to bring ProSet back in, so ProSet, feel free to go right ahead.
All right, I can absolutely do so. Yes, let me tell people a little bit more about the wonderful charity that we are here in support of. we are supporting Able Gamers, and they are a charity that, with your help, is working every day to make sure people with disabilities have the same opportunities and positive experiences through play. With their nearly 2 decades as pioneers in inclusive play, thousands of hours working with people with disabilities, leading developers and engineers, they create opportunities for players to find inclusive places to play and connect with family and friends. You can learn so much more about them over on their website, which is, of course, ablegamers.org/our-work. And there you will see all of the valuable stuff they do. And of course, if you're here watching this marathon, you know very well that not only is gaming a way to enjoy your day, but also a fantastic way to bring people together around disparate communities to come together and enjoy things together. I think it's ever so delightful, and we thank everyone who has donated so far. But as well as that, everyone who is even just watching along at home, you help us so much more than you know just by bumping up the numbers. So please do follow us, as we are still a relatively new event. And with that, I will let Viper get back to it.
No problem, thank you very much. One of the key things that we can do here is that we're not allowed to wreck his car. But you can see here that he's like, oh no. Try and get rid of him. I've got to lose the police, which I forgot about that part. So we'll get rid of him. And there we go. That gets rid of the police. And also we've got the vehicle. So yeah, we scared the hell out of the guy and got the vehicles. Got the vehicle, so pretty good. So what I'm actually going to do here is that now that we've done this, I'm actually going to buy the last remaining part for the Andex. So you may remember we have this vehicle. So what we need to do is I'm going to buy this stuff here because basically what we need to do here is we've now got a bunch of things, which is that we've now got steel powder. And as else, we need to get some money. And it's like a few odd jobs. First one, pick up a Russian, drop him off at the airport. Simple enough. Now, here's the catch. This Russian can easily die. So by having bulletproof glass and tyres, you guarantee that that won't happen. That's not to say it's impossible for him to die. Because the bulletproof glass, whilst it might be bulletproof, isn't quite as bulletproof as you think. It's not enough to, well, not enough to stop anything from happening. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyhow, so this is actually the first and one of a rare few times where a police vehicle is involved. So you can see here. We don't actually know what this guy's called, but basically we need to get him to the airport. So it's like, yeah. We need to get him to the airport. However, there's always a cop at the top of this road here that we've always got to get past. So, yeah, the cop always sees you there. And the fastest way to get to the airport is actually to go, so you turn right here and go down this road here. And you come off the road at the bottom and go down an alleyway and get back onto the main road. It is quicker to do that than amongst everything else. Now, I'm not allowed to hit... I'm not allowed to hit that light that hard. Hit the police car that hard. So basically now, we've got police everywhere that are trying to kill us. Because they're trying to kill me and him. Now, the police are using shotguns and God knows what else to try and get to us. If I'm lucky, I'm hoping that they shoot me and not him on the car. So we get through there, get past there. Now I've actually got all the way to the end there. And then they've actually killed him. As I said, he is able to be killed. So that gets rid of the Russian. So he's there. So basically, yeah, that's what we do. So we've got rid of him, and we've now got another mission that we're going to be doing, which is called Getaway. So, like I said, all these missions are completely random, because all they are basically a case of I need money, and yeah, I didn't pick the hand deck. Oh well. we'll lose the time. But getaway involves us going from, well, basically need to go and get to the bank, and we're going to act as a getaway driver. So that's the second one. And we also have on your bike as well. So yeah, once we've done that, we have a bit of a bizarre one. So one of the missions, bizarrely enough, is... I can not do that. Nice. So one of the missions that you do have is called Have a Heart, and basically what we have to do is steal an ambulance and deliver a live heart to somebody. Organ donation. And apparently they pay good. So yeah, that's one of the missions here. So all we've got to do here is just drive to the bank and get in the getaway vehicle. But here's the thing. So there's a couple of things that we do to speed this mission up a slight bit. It's not by much, but it speeds things up a little. So first things first, when we've got in the getaway car, so we'll get in the getaway now. Once we've got in this vehicle, so basically the robbers are going to get out, and they're going to get in our car, as you can see, and off we go. Got to get away from the police. So one of the things that we're going to do, we'll do that there. And we've got to get to safe house. Now the problem is, hello, coppers. You weren't supposed to do that, but thanks for being a pain. Anyway, as I was saying, so the coppers are really gonna... Oh, stop pushing your luck. There you go. Right, get rid of them. They can get stuck there. Goodbye. You get free. God damn it. Yeah, you got free. Never mind. Basically, what we've got to do is get them to the safe house, which is across Brooklyn Bridge. I think we've lost the cops. There we go. Here's a weird one. Wait. Now that comes from absolutely nowhere. If there's police chasing you, it makes sense. But because there's no police chasing us, it seems very odd that that voice line activates. Don't know why, don't know how, it just does. Now, it seems like we're going to have some company when we get to the other end. Very much so. It seems like we're going to have... I don't know if I can do this or not. Oh, these guys can...
Don't worry, I'll lose them.
So, I'm going to have to shoot these guys to get rid of them. Get rid of them. Well. There is a police car somewhere. There it is. And he's being a bit of a pain. So the funny thing is, there are certain police officers where they just seem to be an absolute pain. I don't know why. But anyway. And there we go. I at least activate the mission. And there we go. Finally. That gets rid of that. Thank God for that. So yeah. We get rid of that mission. Normally that mission's never that bad, I'll be honest with you. So that's an interesting one. Next one is a bike race. So we've got On Your Bike, and then we have the Have a Heart mission. So yeah, just again, another random job, which is On Your Bike. So we've got to win the race, and yeah, just have to claim the prize.
Only rule is, come first. Ready? 3, 2.
Now, one of the things that's interesting is the vehicles that we use and how we drive and everything. One of the key things that I will mention, I actually find it a lot easier to play on emulator than I did on the actual console. I played this game recently back on the console again, and yeah, this is difficult. Also, so it seems like I can't get on my bike. That's interesting. Again, this has never happened before. Jesus Christ, this honestly, this run's going from bad to worse at the moment.
First past the finish line.
Shouldn't be going this bad.
Only rule is, come first. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! You don't stand a cat hell chance, kid. I'll be waiting for you at the finish line.
So yeah, as I was saying, let's try that again, shall we? As I was saying, it's bike race that we need to do. Now we'll win this with ease. The reason why I went the way I did, by the way, is because of the fact that basically I can cut through the water here. That's what we can do. We're allowed to do that. There we go. Okay, that's what I was actually supposed to do. Anyway, so all we got to do is get through all the checkpoints. Now, obviously, being on a bike means that you'll lean more going around the corners, and obviously that means that, well, you're more blind going around the corner. So I can easily go around the corner, hit a truck or a van or something like that, and yeah, that can be the end of that. But yeah, luckily with this game, you can get back on the bike. Now, in the rare circumstance, or bizarre circumstances that just happened, where the bike went upside down and stayed completely upside down, you can't get back on the bike. The game has the weird logic as if the bike stays upside down, you're supposed to get back on it. In certain games, you would be able to do that, but not in this one. I do recall certain games, I think maybe GTA or something like that, you can easily knock the bike over and get back on it. But not in this game, unfortunately. So, just got to get through here. So the finish line is actually on the beach. Not too bad. So I'll get through here. And like I said, all we've got to do is all at the other end of the beach. So we're just going to race down to the bottom end of the beach. And once we've done that, that's it. All done and dusted. Like I said, this race shouldn't have gone that bad, but it did. I'm surprised it did. So now that we've done that one, we've now got to move on to Have a Heart. And like I said, this is where we need to get the vehicle again. So we need to get our hand deck. And what we're going to do is we're going to steal an ambulance. Yeah, no joke. That's part of it. So yeah, there we go. All we've got to do is steal the ambulance and hope that the police don't follow us. And hopefully this is a bit more of a smooth journey. So should be easy enough. He says, I've said that about a lot of things. Maybe I should stop saying that. But yeah, it says here that we've got to stop the ambulance. So we have enough bullets in our gun to stop them, thankfully. And we obviously have a fast car here this time. One I was actually supposed to pick. So what I'll do here is get rid of this. There we go. So I'm gonna get into the ambulance. There we go. Okay, so I did actually shoot the back tire, so I'm going to have to restart this one. Unfortunately. I was hoping I didn't actually pop the tire. Normally I don't pop the tire. But popping the tire is such a bad idea, because it's just like, I'll just make everything worse. So I'm just hoping that I can... Yep. So he'll try and shoot me. There we go. Now here's the funny thing. There we go. That cop, for some reason, he's chasing me right now, but he deactivates. It's really bizarre. So I've also got to get rid of this cop before I get to Slink. He might lose me. If I'm fast enough, he might. There we go. Just about lost me. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up Slink.
What the fuck took you so long?
There we go. So now what we've got to do is get this heart to the seller, to the buyer, sorry, before it melts. And it says, don't let that thing defrost. So you can see at the top left corner.
Slink, where did you get this job from?
Ray, my man,
Suit yourself, man.
Also, that has a real good line delivery with that one, I think. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna drive straight down the middle of the bridge because no traffic. Not gonna hit anything. Make it dead easy. So the cops will see us and they'll try chasing us, but it's like, huh, you're not gonna chase us. Now this only works for this, I'll be honest. Doesn't work for anything else, it only works for this. However, there's always this copper here. He's always waiting for you. So he's gonna chase us all the way. I'm fairly certain he'll chase us all the way there. There's no way of getting rid of him. I mean, unless he crashes into traffic, of course. That'd be nice. Anyhow. So. Also, how to turn vans into cars, apparently. What we're going to do is we're going to take a certain route. And the route is going to be about as straight as I can get it. That will take us straight there, and we should make it with enough time to spare. I'll be honest, for a first player, this does seem like a daunting task to do, because you constantly hear it beeping. If you put the beeping out of your head, it's not too bad. And we do have another copper who's coming right at us. He's going to chase us, which is a shame, but again, there's nothing we can really do here. So the idea here as well is that we do need to lose him. We are going to have this copper on our tail. Oh god, I couldn't actually see over that hill, so he's going to still chase us, but when we get closer to where we're supposed to drop the heart off, he will lose us. Basically, the game has like a certain... It has like a certain radius where it's like... The cop can't chase us. Like that. This cop now... I'm going to have to wait for him to... There we go. There we go. Thank God for that, we've done it. So, we've managed to get the heart there, and the buyer has picked up the merchandise. Moving on to chapter 4. So, now comes the interesting part. So, basically, we've now stolen all of the shipment that's coming in. And we've got a bit more as well. So the Latinos. So basically what's going to happen now is we're using the money that we've borrowed to hire some muscle. This the Thompsons. Husband and wife mercenaries, basically. Now, this is an auto-scroller. So basically what we've got to do here is we've got to protect the truck from a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of cars that are going to start chasing us now. And they're going to chase us all the way there. So the idea is to protect the vehicle. So we're going to get rid of them.
Looks like they left me a present back here.
Get rid of them. There we go.
Careful, son.
So it should be that easy anyway. So for me, this is just a shoot 'em up section. You have something similar in Parallel Lines, to be honest, where you've got to protect a truck. But there's a different technique to that one. Obviously, as you shoot the vehicles, they do blow up. So there'll be a vehicle from the right here. Now, these guys will constantly respawn. So I don't mind them keep coming, to be honest. Now, ideally, I want to get rid of them as soon as, because if I get rid of them as soon as, it'll make things very interesting. Basically, there is a vehicle that's coming up. And the vehicle will not back off. So we'll see it in a minute. It's a bulldozer of some kind. So he's going to come at us now. I'm going to get rid of these guys here. So, basically, get rid of this guy. So, these guys are going to constantly batter us. I'm trying. That gets rid of him. Now what we've got to do is we've got to wait. So when we get to the end of this, there's now going to be a bulldozer that's going to chase us. He'll come from the left-hand side. Here he comes. So he will try and get us. But unfortunately for him, I'm going to just keep shooting him. There we go. And time on. There we go. We managed to get the truck out of there and we've got the coke. So yeah, that's the mission. Like I said, it's more of a side scroll than anything else. So the next mission is actually going to be easy as well. So funnily enough, all the vehicles in this are all... You don't use any vehicles in Chapter 4. So in Powder Keg, was on the back of the truck. In optional extras, we get given a tow truck, and in Assassin, we get given the Thompson's wheels. We then have a vehicle, a mission called Heat. So basically, the idea of this mission is that we have a replica car of the Latinos' car. Now, the Latinos have a car that looks exactly like this, except it's full of cocaine. And again, drugs tell the moral of the story on this one. And the idea for us is to pick the vehicle up that is containing the cocaine and swap it with one that doesn't have one. Basically, swaps the dummy for the real thing. It allows us to get the real vehicle back and strip it down and get the merchandise. Now, on here, this is also a unique one. So now we don't just have police, we also have the Latinos. All the orange dots and orange arrows are the Latinos. And basically, they're going to be patrolling their area. And what we're going to do is we have to sneak past them. Now, here's the thing. When I was a kid and I'd played this mission, I absolutely hated this because I was like, I'm fairly certain that, you know, like they'll see me. However, as you can see here, you can drive right past them. Like, this mission is so easy. If you put your foot down, it's really easy. So now that we've got the dummy car like that, what I need to do now is pick up the real thing. See. Pick that up. There we go. And now what I need to do is just drive straight back. So you literally drop the car off, pick up the new one, and there you go. However, there is one unseen thing that we haven't mentioned yet. So the thing that is unseen is the police. Now, we don't really see the police here. However, they are still a thing, so we do have to be careful. You'll see in a second. So we're going to go up this alleyway here on our left. And whilst we might be able to get out the neighbourhood, there is a copper waiting for us. Now, if I drive past him at enough speed, I should be able to just drive past him. Like that. There you go. I'm towing a car. Nothing to see there, officer. Thank you very much. Now, he won't be the last copper that we have to drive past. Because in a minute, as you'll see on our way down here, in a second, we should have another copper coming right towards us. And again, we've got to drive past him. There we go. Now, this isn't timed, by the way. Well, not his timing, anyway. But you can easily get rid of him. Oh, and well, there's the car done. Got rid of that one.
Made it back in one piece, I see. That was some...
So, now that we've done that one, we now move on to Assassin. So, Assassin involves us having to basically use, again, so what we're going to do here is we're going to use the Thompson's wheels. And the Thompson's wheels will allow us to, we have to drive from A to B, back to A, back to B again. There's a lot of to and fro on this one. So, this is basically a 5 minute of A to B, back to A, and so on. Point A to B driving. Also, we get the unique reg plate of the Thompsons. I'm not saying it out loud, but you can read it, I'm fairly certain. But yes, the Thompson's wheels are very quick. So the original car is called Regina. Also, or if you mispronounce it, Regina as I used to call it, but Regina. Yeah, this is like an upgraded version of that. Now you can make this car as well, like with upgrades and things like that. Like, this is the standard, by the way. But if you upgrade this vehicle and everything like that, when you gain access to it, it's really good.
Have fun.
So we've dropped off Mr. Thompson. Now we've got to drop off Mrs. Thompson. As I said, husband and wife couple that are assassins. So, yeah. All good fun. Also, then Ray
So hot about a woman with a weapon.
You do know what my husband does for a living, right, Ray?
I find that quite funny. He's like trying to hit.
Ray, we don't have time to mess around.
He's trying to hit on Mrs. Thompson. It's quite funny.
Fun time.
Be careful.
Off she goes. There we go. Now, whilst I'm driving around, I think now would probably be a really good time to bring in ProSec. So, ProSec, if you want to talk about anything whilst I'm picking people up and dropping them off like a taxi service, feel free to go right ahead.
Sure thing, I can do that. People at home, you may have noticed on the bottom left of the screen we have a lovely carousel showing off the logos of our charity and our event, but there's one you might not recognize, and that is, of course, from Speedrun Tools UK. Speedrun Tools UK, or STUK, is a package that Nick RP Green has made that has been developed to assist with speedrunning marathons and collaborative events. It's still in development, but it includes a full Node CG package, including the layouts, set of dummy Twitch streams, schedule, workbook, and participation form, submissions, voting forms, the event guide, and all other things that one would need to set up this kind of event.
How did it go?
It is a very useful thing, and without it, we would not be here today, or at least we would not be here with such a professional vibe. So thank you to the entire project team, such as it may be, and of course Nick for putting that together and letting us use it. It has helped us get set up so much more easily than perhaps we would have otherwise. So it really is a fantastic tool, and we thank them for it. And I believe it's even integrated with Ingus, or Oengus, or Angus, or however you want to pronounce it, dunked. So that is convenient as well. So yeah, it's all very nice, and we are appreciative for its existence. Back to you then, Viper.
No problem, no problem. So just to kind of give a bit of context, so we've dropped Mr. Thompson off, then we drop Mrs. Thompson off, then we do the reverse.
That's great. Thanks, Ray.
So now what we've got to do,
Thanks, son.
is go and pick Mrs. Thompson up. Whoops. And we should be able to get to her in time. The game doesn't allow much leeway, so you do have to be quick and get there and know your way around the place. If you're able to do it, then great. If not, well, it can... Like, for example, this can sound daunting, hearing that beeping down. There's something interesting happens here. You can see here that a guy nearly gets in the car instead of Mrs. Thompson.
Jesus, what the hell happened?
The word's out. They know we're coming.
What do we do now?
Just calm down and drive, Ray. We need to get my husband right now.
It turns out all hell's just broken loose. We need to go and get Mr. Thompson. Now, one of the weapons I've got now is a
Target.
AK-47. The reason why is because of this. This is why.
Die, fucker! Son of a bitch.
So now what we've got to do is go and chase him down.
Good timing. Get after him, Ray. Run that bastard off the road.
Consider it done, Mr. Thompson.
And now it's like, consider it done, Mr. Thompson. Now what I've got to do is take him down. Now I can easily just sit here in hopes that something happens. Now I've already popped his tyre, which is really good. There we go.
You did real good, son.
There we go. We've got the Latino dealers taken down, and we've took care of that one. Now, next mission is actually going to be the last in the chapter. It's a fairly big one. So what we've got to do is we've got to go and drop Mr. and Mrs. Thompson off at the stakeout place. Then what we've got to do is get rid of the crooked cops and keep them off the area, basically.
Require you to act as a decoy. Draw away any police attention so we can take out the occupants and claim the merchandise before the cops.
There we are. So basically, we've got to take them to a drug den, and that'll be where the this is where the AI decides, yeah, we're gonna do this now. So we've got to make sure that we get them there and start everything out. I'm gonna quickly drive round here and across the bridge here, because it turns out that where this place is over the other side of the bridge, but once we get there we've got to deal with some crooked cops. So yeah, all good fun, isn't it? So this is just a standard, so remember what I mentioned about the cars before, this is just a standard vehicle. So we're going to get rid of them here. There we go, so that drops them off.
Back here when you've dealt with the cops.
Good luck, Ray.
So basically, they're now in the drug den. Now we've got to get rid of the cops' attention. We've not got to get the cops' attention now.
Shit, I think I got their attention.
So these guys now are going to chase after me. Well, one of them is. There you go. Almost. The other one will be here in a minute. Just wait for him. So we've got to get both of them here. Now, I'm expecting the second guy to show up, but basically, see the timer? Yeah, the timer basically means that what we've got to do, here's the other cop, here he comes. Now, this is actually part of it, you have to wait. We found out that this is actually a good way of doing it. By, like, getting them to just try and shoot us. We can sit on top of the container, it's like, go on then, try and get me. We're not allowed to kill the crooked cops, by the way, we have to wait for them. We have to keep them off Mr. and Mrs. Thompson. The hard bit is when we've got to lose the cops, because losing them is harder than actually getting their attention, Singer. So if I do this, I could probably sit over here. What I can do is I can try and get them off my back. Now I've got to get rid of them. These cops now, got to lose them before. Oh. Easily get rid of them if I need to jump over. There we go. We can get back and pick up the Thompsons, who are patiently waiting for us. There we go. So basically what's going to happen now is they're going to turn up in their own vehicle and be like, quick, get in, get us out of here.
What took you so long?
There we go. Now we've got to get rid of him.
Let's get out of here.
Haul ass, Ray.
So we've got to get the Thompsons to safety, basically. Now what I need to do here is, depending on where the AI spawns, I don't know where they're going to spawn it. So I might need to go... Okay, it doesn't seem like... No, we're in the clear. We're in the clear. We're in the clear, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. There we go. We managed to get them to safety and they made the hit. Now, unfortunately, it turns out that we're actually going to be getting a little, we'll call it screwed over here, because what's going to happen now is it turns out that the Thompsons had other ideas. So what we've got to do here now is we've got to work with a guy called Isaiah. So it turns out that Slink was borrowing money, he was borrowing bearer bonds out of the safe at the bar. It turns out that the money belongs to a guy called Isaiah. So guess what? We've now got to work for Isaiah. So the first one is we've got to protect Isaiah's man. So we're now going to be Get rid of it. Like that. So what we're going to do is we've just got to follow this guy. However, he is going to get, in a second, he's going to get a guy chasing it. And we're going to want to hold this guy off if we can. If not, it's not the end of the world. But basically, he'll chase after us. But what I can do is I can move him over a bit. Like, yeah, go on. Oh, there you go. That's it. But he can shoot all he wants, but he won't actually get the guy. He can't reach him from that far back. So I can keep spinning him out and everything. If I so desires. If it's too much, he'll lose us, but that's fine as well. So we've managed to lose him. Again, not a bad thing either. We'll get another one that spawns in a second. There you go. So what I'm going to do is I can slow him down a little bit. But luckily, we've got the and deck that allow us to, like, I can push him to one side. I can even spin him out if I so desire. Now he will try. He will try, I'll be honest. There you go. And spin him out. Get rid of him. There you go. Basically, you can keep one guy at a time. Now these guys can stick on him. If I wanted to, I can get rid of him. It's fine. Now luckily they're shooting me and not him, so it's not too bad. The whole idea is you can keep one guy and not too bad. There you go. Oh, the AI can just do it for you. So we're going to try and get rid of... Try and help Isaiah's man. Now, he is trying to shoot him still. But it's like, okay, we should be fine. Hopefully get him up. Come on. He's behind us somewhere. I can see him. I can see his headlights. Come on. Like I said, as long as I can keep his bullets off him, it's not too bad. Do that and really stop him. So all we've got to do is just play Protector. If I so desire, I can get rid of him like that. Not too bad. So we're getting near the end of this anyway, thankfully. I'm not a big fan of protecting missions, to be honest. Like anything that involves protecting someone, I'm one of them that's like, I just want to get to the end and call it a day. So, not actually got anyone in, that's good. That is quite convenient. I thought he might get a another person, but it's fine. So here's the fun bit. So I can't blast too far ahead of him. But he's going to come around here. But there is a certain part where he will be part of it. There you go. His man is safe. When really all we've done is drive to the trigger. So yeah, there you go. We've protected him there. Then what we're going to do here is we're going to have to follow... So the next one involves following Isaiah. And we're going to act as a decoy. But what we've got to do here is we've got to plant a bomb at the Coca-Cabana, I think it is. So what we've got to do is follow Isaiah. Now, he has a certain route that he takes. But again, just leave him to do his thing. That'll be fine. Now, I think from memory, he takes a right. Then a left. Yeah. I can kind of remember his route. I haven't learned his route for a long time, but I'm fairly certain. Like, this is his route. He goes through here. Again, I can't get too far away from him. So, for example, like, the club is actually around the other side. Here's the catch. with this one. I can't get too far ahead of him. I know where he stops, but I can't get too far ahead of him. Because it'll say you've lost Isaiah. So there is a lamppost here that you can stop under. There you go. So that allows you to...
Dump the package in the doorway and get the fuck back.
This.
Gun him down.
So what we've got to do is get rid of the Latinos. There we go. We get rid of them.
Nice job. Now let's get the hell out of here.
So we get rid of that one, and I'll knock over a trash can, and now what we've got to do is follow Isaiah. So here's the fun bit. So, Isaiah is going to mention that he doesn't want to be followed. But what I can do is I can kill these guys already.
No sweat. I'll catch up with you once I've ditched these.
So what you've got to do... So, a lot just happened in the space of like 10 seconds. But basically, them two cars that are waiting always spawn there. And they're scripted to follow Isaiah. But if you get ahead of him fast enough, you can shoot one of the cars and kill it dead. And then start shooting the other one. And what you'll be able to do is as soon as they start to chase him, you can immediately get rid of them. Once that's done, what you'll be able to do is be able to tell... So normally what's supposed to happen is Isaiah's like, get him off me, and then he's like, divert, actually, forget it. But if you kill him fast enough, you're able to, like, skip his dialogue a little bit with that. So that's basically what happened. So we did everything fast in a short amount of time, so there you go. I'm going to go down this alleyway here. You notice as well that they're in just a standard car. It's simply because of the fact that we don't really need to do anything, to be honest, other than to just... Yeah, to save Isaiah. So, yeah, that's that. Now we're going to have the final mission of Chapter 5, which involves Romero. So what we've got to do is we now need to take down Romero, who's head of the Latinos, apparently. And, yeah, we're planning on getting rid of Romero, one person, once and for all. So basically what we're going to do is, this is the only time, and thankfully we don't have to drive this car too far. What we're going to do is to drive to Romero's mansion, and then we need to take care of his two bodyguards and Romero himself. Mainly Romero, to be honest. If we can get rid of Romero first, and then run for his... yeah, and then run for his... run for his... Over there, it should be fine. So, apparently...
Who the fuck do you think you are?
There we go. Yep. Yep. So, I'm going to quickly do that, and place a bomb, and now we're going to blow up his mansion. Ooh, so his house is now on fire. And what has... Isaiah's decided to nick one of his precious sports cars. Now, one of the things that I can do here is I can do this, so I can immediately restart. If something goes wrong here, it's fine. We can immediately just do this to get rid of it. There we go. So that jump can always go wrong. Always. If you're not careful. This car is actually one of my favourite in the game. It's called a Melizano, I think it is. It's basically a Lamborghini Miura knockoff, and it's in Driver Parallel Lines as well. There's even a racing variant of it as well, called the Melizano Racer. So, yeah, it's a very nice car. It's a shame I just wrecked it, but nevertheless, doesn't matter. Fine. We can work on it without it being completely wrecked. So what we've got to do here is just get us to the safe house, and yeah, plain and simple, nice and easy. But then we get to Chapter 6. Now Chapter 6 takes a bit of another twist in the tail. So what we've had to do is we've had to pay we've had to take down the Latinos, which is obviously what we're doing with Isaiah. We've got Isaiah's been paid for. He's been paid. His bearer bond's been paid back. And basically what they say is it's like, oh, we're the real thing. You know, we've managed to get the Latinos off our back and everything like that. Except there's another twist, which is the fact that... So you remember Zhao from earlier? Unfortunately, what's happened with Zhao is Zhao has found out that he has got his coat back off the Thompsons who nicked it all out in Chapter 4. And basically, before they died, before he killed them, surprisingly these two get killed off screen, but before he dealt with them, i.e. killed them, they told him that Jimmy, his henchman, one of his side henchmen, had plans to take over his empire. And Zhao's like, I ask on you two, my old friends, to try and work for me and basically claim that, you know,
Well done, Ray. You won bad.
basically take everything back off him and get rid of Jimmy. So, yeah. So, first and foremost, so we now need to take down Jimmy's empire. How do we do this, I hear you ask? Well, firstly, we're going to lure some of his guys to the local police station. Nice and easy. Then we're going to destroy some of his, nice AI. Then we're going to destroy some of his supermarkets. And then lastly, we're going to take one of his trucks. And hopefully with a bit of luck, that will allow us to cut off his supply of yeah.
Hey guys, what's happening? Fuck you and fuck your.
Funny as well. It's like lure these two to the trap. But yeah, all right, we can do that.
Come on, follow me, damn it.
So these guys you can lose if you're not careful. So what I need to do is I need to get them both following me. Now they're called San Marinos, the cars that they're driving. Now here's the thing. I need to be on this road down here, so they need to follow me down here. I might have to really slow down, I don't know. But basically I need to get myself down the bottom end here and get them into the parking lot against the police. Now, if I go too fast, you can see here that I'm losing them. I don't want to lose them. We're going to get them through here. There we go. And there we go. So we've got the guys down in here. So the place is being sealed off. Get us the heck out of here. And we've got to lose the cops. And just drive straight onto the thing here.
Gotta ditch these cops.
There we are. That gets rid of some of his henchmen. That takes them down. Then we've got Price Crash, which, like I said, involves destroying his supermarket, so we're going to do the same again. So this gets rid of his supermarkets. Once we've dealt with this, we're then going to move on to Arms Deal, which involves racing to his truck and taking his truck. Now, it does involve us, it allows us to get... it does allow us to... well, apart from take down his empire, of course. It does allow us to use the grenade launcher, the one and really only time you can actually use it in the game. It's pretty useful and is extremely overpowered and is very satisfying when you get a good hit on another vehicle. So the fun thing is about Driver 76 and Driver Parallel Lines is that they share similar mission structures. So this mission replicates when you have to destroy Slink's pawn shops in Parallel Lines. So the story isn't the same, it's quite different, but they do link to one another. But it is interesting how it's like you play as Ray and Ray tells you a lot of stuff in parallel lines and things like that. And a lot of the missions that you do in 76 as Ray are similar ones that you do in parallel lines. It's interesting. If you play parallel lines before this, it's like you might miss some of the story. If you wanted to play it in story order, you play this one and then there you go.
Excuse me, coming through.
So what I'm going to do here is we're going to basically get rid of everything in here.
One down,
There we go.
2 to go.
Bear in mind, I do have bulletproof glass. It doesn't always save you. Although it seems to be helping me tenfold on this one, but that's a good thing. I'm glad about that. This is mainly why it helps. Again, we're going to put our neck on the line by...
Fortune cookie? You see this coming?
You crazy! Hold that cop!
Oh, what they're going to do. There we go. Get rid of that one. And the last one is up the street. So we're going to take the next one. And hopefully, it doesn't take too long to get there. Because we should get that nice and easy. There we go. In we go.
Fortune, I hate waiting at the register.
You crazy!
I can easily... Shutters are closing apparently. There we go. That gets rid of that one. The funny thing is, I actually had a vehicle that was on fire during that mission once, and yeah, that was fun. So there you go. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go and get Jimmy's truck. We're going to bring it back to Zhao by means of getting to the ship first and then sorting that out. The mission after this is called Yippee-Ki-Yay, which involves us having to basically get having to blow up Jimmy's house and hopefully get rid of him in the process. But it turns out some people just don't always, don't always stay dead. Some people are harder to kill than others, it turns out. So the whole idea is to save Chenchi, because Chenchi is apparently under Jimmy's wing. So, yeah, originally it was all about Chenchi at the start. Not anymore, it's not. But yeah, so we're going to get onto Jimmy's ship. See here, having the upgraded Andek is an absolute godsend, to be honest. Gonna immediately get up here and head straight for the... Head straight for this. So basically the game is telling us, there's the truck. How are you gonna get onto it? We just say, well, that's easy enough. Like this, apparently. Slow-mo, according to this. There we go. We've now got the truck. So the guy's going to get in and he's going to drive it. And we're going to stand on the back again. Remember this? The shooter? There you go. We now have to protect the truck. However, we do have the opportunity to change the weapon from the AK-47, which we've got limited bullets of, by the way, to the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher is really good, and if you get a perfect shot, it's so satisfying. We're about to go down the tunnel, and yeah. So the funny thing is, the cops will never come after you. If you shoot any of the police, they immediately come after you, and you're like, uh-oh.
The police may want Yip, but Yip wants you.
So, here is the first one.
Quick, just get us out of here.
What's going to happen here is get rid of him. Like so. There you go. Now, I'm fairly certain I've tried to get the car at the end of this. Now, like I said, it is an auto-scroller, so we kind of have to wait. If I can get him, that'd be nice. There you go. Got rid of him. Just like that. Oh no, there's another one coming. It's fine. There's plenty more where that came from.
Oh yeah.
There you go. See? Dead easy. If you can time your shots, you can have a blast. Like, I remember this mission being so difficult when I was a kid. Honestly, now that I've gotten older, it's a bit more difficult. So you can easily get them to do that, like that. So, they are not coming towards me, are they? Huh. Thought they might do. And get rid of him. There you go. Again, a few good shots, it's not too bad. There'll be one that comes from the right-hand side here, which I need to aim and get right. It's going to come out of nowhere in a second. You'll see what I mean. He's on the right-hand side any minute now.
Hold it steady.
There you go. The reason why I'm going to have the AK-47 is because of the fact that in a minute, these two AIs spawn, and they always spawn, except one thing happens, which is the fact of these guys
You want some too?
are aiming for us. And get rid of one. Get rid of two. There we go. So the idea for that is to literally get rid of them two guys as soon as, which means we're going to have a nice trip down the tunnel. Again, auto-scroller. The idea is to try and get them guys as soon as. So, yeah, like I said, all we've got to do now is just wait till the truck crosses the other side of the tunnel. Once the truck has crossed the other side of the tunnel, we'll then have a helicopter be chasing us, and what will happen is the mission will finish once we get a certain set of lines from the helicopter. So any minute now, the helicopter is going to start chasing us. Here it comes.
Ooh, now that was sweet driving. We're not out of the woods yet, Mr. Ray.
So what we're going to do now is shoot the helicopter.
Shit, there's more of them.
Now the helicopter takes a fair bit of damage, so we end up shooting him quite a while. So when it's on black smoke, you get that quite early, to be honest. There we go. There we go. All I've got to do is keep shooting it until there's nothing left.
What the hell? Fuck you, Jimmy. Fuck you, hillbilly. It's only a matter of time.
So basically what happens there is the fact that when you end up having them set of lines, that's when the mission's over. So the sooner you can activate it, the better. So basically, so what we need to do is go and take out Jimmy. However, going to Jimmy's house isn't going to make things that good. What we've got to do is we found out that Slink's car has a bomb underneath it.
Just got a call from Zhao.
So what we've got to do is go and get a tow truck and pick up Slink's car and take it back to Jimmy's place and use Slink's car to blow it up, blow his house up, and hopefully take Jimmy with it. Now here's a fun one. It isn't possible in this mission to start with a tow truck. And even if it is possible to start with a tow truck, what ends up happening is you can't actually use it. You can only use it to drive to this truck. So it'd be great if we could actually like bypass this, but basically getting a tow truck and be like, okay, let's get a tow truck. Let's start with an upgraded tow truck, so then it makes this mission so much easier. So, yeah, there you go. The more you know. What we've got to do is, like, so we've got to go and get Gotta go and...
Load it up, but be careful for once in your stupid ass life.
There we go. We've got his car. Once we found out,
Hey, that's Benny Singh,
one of Jimmy's boys is
You wanna change
keeping after him.
in this.
Slink, there's a reason why they call me the driver. Sit back and enjoy the ride, man.
So this is an interesting one where he calls him the driver and it's like, huh, okay.
You may just have a chance. Benny loves that car more than life itself. He ain't gonna risk smashing it up.
Also, some really great dialogue coming up now. It makes me laugh every time.
Come on, Ray. I thought you said you could catch this fool.
I can if you shut the hell up for 2 seconds and let me concentrate on the road.
Ray's getting away. Will you hurry the fuck up, please?
Will you shut the fuck up already?
So what happens there is you get rid of Benny Singh's car. So keep a bit of his bonnet for points, I guess. Now what we've got to do is drive to the mansion. Once we're in there, though, we've still got Jimmy's goons to deal with. Again, feels very similar to that of certain people in Parallel Lines as well. There is a mission in Driver Parallel Lines which is very similar, in my opinion. And it involves a vehicle. Also, they mentioned about you don't want to detonate the bomb.
Ray, in case you forgot, we got a bomb the size of Cleveland just a few feet behind us. You might want to think about being careful.
You whine like a fucking girl, man.
I'll be honest, I've never heard that.
You, Ray, you may have some suicidal shit going down, but that don't mean I want to go with you.
I'll be honest, I've never heard that line before. That's brilliant.
Drive easy.
It does make me chuckle, but I've never heard that line. Oh my god.
He's here.
I am here. Okay, take this guy down. Okay, and get rid of him. And there we go. So, Link's gonna drive in, and that is also the end of the mission. He blows the house up. However, there's one final twist in the tale. And what is the final twist? It turns out that Jimmy never died in the first place. He comes off like Two-Face style, you know, like in Batman. He's like half burnt on one side and half burnt on the other. And here he is. You want to see Chenchi, we have to keep up with him.
Just saw, man, and he's got Chenchi.
The funny thing is, whilst we're chasing him, it's an interesting story, so yeah. Have a listen to some of the backstory for the character, it's interesting. Jimmy's backstory. Eventually, you'll hear it. It's just wait for Slink to start talking. Any second now. Hopefully. Hopefully. And so there's some dialogue. So, the AI will hopefully not crash. It may do. If it does, it just happens. We just let it happen. As I said that, of course it did.
She said he was crazy, you know? She said there was nothing Jimmy wouldn't do if he got angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Zhao liked the motherfucker. One time when Zhao was first fighting to take over Chinatown, him and his boy Jimmy got jumped one night by the old boss's boys. Word is, they managed to shoot their way out, but Jimmy and Zhao recognized the guys who jumped them. Real close-knit community, Chinatown. Next day, Jimmy goes round to where each of these guys live and start killing their fucking families, man. Wives, mothers, kids, anybody he can find.
Psychopath, basically.
Sounds like we'll be doing the whole fucking city a favor when we kill that cold bastard.
You got that right.
Yeah, there's some backstory for you regarding Jimmy. So it turns out Jimmy is an absolute psychopath. He's a nutcase. Now, this mission is split up into 3 parts. Part 1 is follow Jimmy. Part 2 is get rid of Jimmy's goons. Again, another Jimmy's goons segment. Part 3, take down Jimmy once and for all. And see the car he's driving? It's called a BX9. Now here's a fun one. So in Driver Parallel Lines, there is a vehicle that looks a bit like an Aston Martin DB9 that is called a BX9. Whether it has the same engine as that, I don't know. But if it does, that would be quite a nice nod, to be honest. Personally, I don't think it does. I think it's a different one. But it's an interesting thing to find out. Interesting thing to note as well. So, Jimmy is actually going to be stopping soon in this little compound on the left-hand side where the factory is. So, yeah, any minute now he'll be there. So we can actually jump ahead of him a little bit here, if we so desire. You see?
Ray, I don't know where he's leading us, but it's...
So what we've got to do now is to get rid of Jimmy's goons. Get rid of the goons. There we go. So that's part 2 done. Part 3. So basically,
Time to finish this.
it turns out that what's happened is Slink's found Chenchi whilst we've been fighting Jimmy's goons. And we've now nicked Jimmy's vehicle. The BX9, which I'll be honest, it's a bit like a Pontiac Firebird, I believe. So just whilst we're chasing down Jimmy, in the hopes that we can get rid of him, I just want to kind of quickly do a few shout-outs. So, first and foremost, thank you to Paige for having me in her first event. I really appreciate it. Second thing, if you want to run this game, you can run it on emulator, on PPSSPP. Emulator runs are allowed for the game, so you can run it on emulation if you choose to do so, along with a load of other stuff as well. As of today, there has been a few extra categories created for the game, like old side missions and things like that. So if you wish to do them other categories, you can do, rather than play the full game. Although, I'll be honest, playing the game and then doing the side missions is pretty good. But yeah, to kind of move on a little bit with a few things, want to mention, give a mention obviously to the Driver Madness Discord and the Driver Speedrunning community, and obviously to my own community, and finally to my partner in crime, Broken Hyperlink, for being there and being a great partner when I've done these sort of events. I haven't done too many this year, but this will be my last for the year. And yeah, so it's been a nice one to end it on. Obviously, I wish that this run had gone better, to be honest, because I do think there has been a lot of stuff gone wrong. This has not been my best run in the world, and I do think a lot of stuff has gone wrong, whether that be crashes or other things that have happened. But yeah, with a bit of luck, like I said, I can at least bring this home under 150. I originally would have it as 145, but I'm glad that my estimate was for 145 anyway. But my estimate used to be 150 anyway, and I've kind of stuck with that. There's a lot of things can go wrong with driver games. That's the other thing as well. Is that driver games can be difficult. Some can be easy to learn, like this one can be easy to learn on certain missions, but there are other missions where it's just like, you know, could be better. Anyway, time is going to be coming up. Time will be when we get the cutscene shows up for ourselves. And yeah, that will be coming up fairly shortly. So get ready on time. And time. And that is time. And you get this final little cutscene here. So there you go. There you go. So we take him down, but whatever happened to Ray? Turns out he made it. There you go. Jimmy Yip is finally dead. And yeah, that's it. So that's the game, all done and dusted. Like I said, we get awarded the BX9. There is the ending, but obviously, unfortunately, due to game and game licensing and things like that, well, audio licensing, song licensing, I won't play it, otherwise it will mute it. But yeah, like I said, thank you very much, Paige, for having me in your event and for allowing me to run this. Sorry it wasn't the best run in the world. I think I could have gone a lot better had I done a bit more practice beforehand. But yeah, if you want to catch me, you can find me over at Viper Races on Twitch and over at ViperUK on Blue Sky. Yeah, that's all I've got to say. So on that note, I'll leave it here and I'll shut up rambling and I'll hand it back over to ProSec. So yeah, back to you, ProSec.
Thank you very much, GG's, once again for a fun run. You definitely, hey, it's not about the best times, it's about the best entertainment, and you certainly entertained. So thank you once again for bringing that wonderful run. All right, folks, we will be back here in a few short moments with Shadowverse Champions Battle being run by Starwind. But I do want to quickly remind you that we still do have our donation incentive up for the run that follows, which will, of course, be Jupy playing Azure Strike Gunvolt 3. We need to get to a total of $150 raised in order to see that little piece of delight. So what can we do there? For anyone who's not aware, that is, of course, the Puppy Gunvolt incentive. Well, that means, well, you'll have to wait and see, and maybe get a bit generous. Alright though, let's go and see what Starwind has for us here in a few short moments. Don't go anywhere. I believe that's us.